Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have a self-study mini course, Telepathically Connect with Your Specific Person. You may want to check that out as well. So if you guys are interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to address a topic that so many of you manifesting a specific person have actually dealt with or have actually wondered at one time or another, or perhaps you're still wondering that. And the question is, I'm doing everything right. I'm living in the wishful field. Why is my SP not conforming? This is a question that everyone who has ever manifested a specific person has wondered and has asked at some point or another. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So before I go deeper, there is actually one thing that is very important that I want to clarify, and I want you guys to keep that in mind because it's very significant, and that in and of itself could actually be the answer to this question that I just said. If I'm doing everything right, if I'm living in the wishful field, why is my SP not conforming? Many of you confuse doing everything and being in the wishful field with actually doing techniques. You think that by affirming all day long or several times a day or devoting some time every day to affirm or do your techniques, visualize, script, imagine in any way that resonates with you, you think that that is doing everything and living in the end. In other words, you're associating doing the techniques with being in the state of the wishful field. And you guys, I'm here to tell you, I've said it many times in comments, I've said it in several videos as well, doing the techniques and being in the state of the wishful field are two very different things. You do the techniques so that the techniques can help you get into the wishful field, into the state of the wishful field. The state of the wishful field itself, the feeling of the wishful field, is who you would be as a person. That includes your thoughts, your feelings, your expectations, the meanings you give to things, the way you respond to things, how you're carrying yourself, essentially who you are being, what you're projecting out into the world. If this desire that you're manifesting right now, in this case, a relationship with your specific person, or whatever you're manifesting with your specific person, was true right now, who would you be if right now you had your desire in your 3D? So the techniques and the state of the wishful field are two very separate things. Ideally, you want the techniques to lead you into getting into the state of the wishful field, into the feeling of the wishful field. However, for some people, depending on your patterns, depending on your resistance, it might actually take quite a bit of practice until you're able to arrive at the wishful field through the techniques or through other ways. So hopefully we've clarified that doing everything and being in the wishful field and doing the techniques are very separate things. Now on to the most important part. Whether you're doing techniques or not, and it doesn't matter what techniques you're doing if you're doing them, whether you're doing techniques or not, I want you to ask yourself if your inner state, your inner mental and emotional state right now, or at least dominantly most of the time, is actually a state of love towards your specific person. And I feel like we have to make another very important clarification here, very important, because a lot of people are also confused about what love is and what love means. A lot of people, unfortunately, adopt the Hollywood definition of love, and they believe that love is this intense longing for your specific person, this intense missing them, this intense desire for them, the obsession, the feeling the need for them. And also, along with these feelings, along with these emotions that a lot of you associate with love, you also are noticing the 3D, watching the 3D, interpreting the 3D in ways that are sabotaging what you actually want, in ways that are actually opposite to what it is that you desire. And you're putting conditions on whatever your SP does or doesn't do, or says or doesn't say, So if, for example, they don't return your text fast, or they don't text you for a couple of days, or they didn't call you one day, or whatever it might be, you interpret that action or lack of action as lack of love. In other words, you're associating these intense feelings as well as your need for your specific person to do certain things for you with love. You're interpreting love as actions that are going to prove to you that your SP is in love with you. And if they don't do them, or if they do something different, or if they do it their own way, or if they say something that you didn't quite like, or if they don't say something that you were hoping they would say, all of a sudden you draw the conclusion that they don't love you, they don't want you, they don't care about you. You're associating love with proof and with action. And you're also associating love with these intense feelings of obsession, neediness. I need them to be happy because there's no other way I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be complete without them, etc., etc. And you associate all this, you label all this as love. And unfortunately, you guys, this is everything that love is not. The neediness, the obsession, the need for the other person to prove their love to you with specific actions, by acting and behaving exactly the way you have in mind, is the opposite of love. This is a need for ego validation, but it's not love. Love, true love, pure love, genuine love, is not something that you need to come from anyone outside of you, because we are all created as love, from love, for love, and to love, okay? Let that sink in for a moment. The experience of love can only come from within you, can only be cultivated from within yourself, and is not dependent and not conditional on anything anyone outside of you, that includes your SP, is doing, not doing, saying, not saying, proving to you, not proving to you, etc., etc. When you're in a state of love that you cultivate from within, that comes out of your own choice to cultivate that feeling of love within yourself, without any conditions on the 3D, without any conditions on your specific person of how they must or must not act, without you needing them to prove anything to you in order for you to love them, or in order for you to draw the conclusion that they love you and they care about you. That feeling of love that just is, just stands on its own, just exists in and of itself, without the need for any proof, that, you guys, is being in a state of love. When you're in a true state of love, you're actually detached in a very healthy way from the need for your SP to prove anything to you, from the need to see anything in the 3D as proof that your manifestation is working, that your SP cares, that your SP loves you, and so on. You just stand in love, you love them, and you're open to receiving their love, regardless of what the 3D is showing. You are not putting any conditions on the 3D. You choose to be in a state of love. You choose to cultivate the feeling of love within you. You choose to stand in love, be in love with yourself, be in love with life, be in love with them, be in love with the whole world. And you trust and know that this love is going to be reflected back to you, because it has no other choice, because the outside world, the 3D world, is always your mirror. That includes your SP. So you don't expect them to do anything specific. You're not attaching to any specific outcomes, any specific actions. You're not attaching any meaning to anything they say or don't say or do or don't do. You stand in love for them and for yourself, and you just live in that state. You live in that inner condition. You live in that mental and emotional state and feeling and flow. And you just go with that. You live your life in that. I'm speaking here from personal experience. Every time I've approached things this way, things come my way immediately. If not immediately, within days. Once I align to true love, pure love, unconditional love, once I don't start placing conditions on the 3D and feeding my ego mind with needing to be validated, things get reflected back to me. Once I exude love, pure, true, unconditional love, that pure, true, unconditional love gets reflected back to me, and things start flowing into my life, blessings start flowing into my life, And the change, the shift in the 3D happens very, very fast. A lot of the time, same day. If not same day, like I said, within days, no more than that. So that's what I want you guys to ask yourself. Are you coming from a state of love for your SP in the first place? Are you associating love with actions? Are you associating love with the need for your SP to prove things to you, to prove their love to you? Are you associating love with these intense feelings instead of associating it with what really is? It's a state, it's a feeling that just is. It's motionless in a way. It's very calm. It has no expectations as such. It has no conditions. It places no conditions. And it just feels calm. It feels freeing. It feels liberating. It feels detached in a very healthy way, in the sense that you don't need any proof. You don't need anything from the person you love anyway. You have already fallen in love with yourself and you're exuding that love outwards, and you end up receiving that love back. When you're in a state of love, you're not looking for proof, you're not questioning, you're not doubting, you're just trusting, you're flowing, you are open to receiving, you are feeling like you are receiving at the exact same moment that you are exuding that love, that you're projecting that love. You are automatically feeling that you're receiving it back, and then soon the 3D starts reflecting that back too. And that's how you shift to a state of love for your SP. It's not a state of placing conditions on them. It's not a state of having specific expectations and being so attached to outcomes and behaviors and how they're showing up and this and that. It's not a matter of being attached to old circumstances, old stories, old hurts, and confusing the pain that all this is causing you with love, with thinking that you love them. And once you move into that calm state of being in love, being love yourself, things do start to change. Things do start to shift very, very fast. You align with love, and then love aligns with you. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.